Good Saturday morning and welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency.
Now, here's your host, Larry Ray.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome to Outdoors with Larry Ray. And if you only knew, we get here so early. I mean, it's dark and all these kind of things. And I got to let Ron Wong in. And we're so prepared. We get here an hour before the show starts. If you believe that, we need to sell you something. But we are prepared for another Saturday morning in Memphis with Outdoors with Larry Ray. And not only is it BW Bonus Wong, and he's over there with his hook shirt on like I am. And
of course,
checking all of his phones to make sure he hadn't missed any important calls from the president or someplace like that.
I'm actually silencing my phone so we don't get disturbed.
Okay. Well, and we actually have Mr. Bill Cooksey on the line. Not Mr. Bill. He's not Mr. Bill. We got Bill Cooksey, the third, fourth, fifth. What are we? What are you?
It's the fourth, Larry.
You're the fourth. Bill Jr. Bill is the fifth, right? Okay.
That's correct.
I get them all run together, but great to have you, Bill Cooksey. It's good to have Ron in the studio, but to hear Bill's voice, so much has transpired in Bill's career here in the last 7 days that we're going to talk. We're going to devote the whole second section of today's show to talking about Bill has a new job. So let's just go ahead and get that out of the place. Let's just break that right now because I know he gave his heart to Vanishing Paradise and the National Wildlife Federation. So he's kept wildlife in his title. I mean, he's going to do that because he's now with another Wildlife Federation type group.
That's right.
So tell our listeners, Bill Cooksey, what's going on with you, buddy, before we talk in detail on the next segment.
Okay. Well, as you said, I've left Vanishing Paradise and National Wildlife Federation, and it's probably the hardest professional decision I've ever made.
Yeah.
Because I loved it. I loved the people I worked with and the work we did. But I have accepted the position of Associate Director of Strategic Partnerships.
Yes.
We use long titles.
Yes, that's right. You can't get that on a shirt.
Associate Director of Strategic Partnerships with the Tennessee Wildlife Federation.
Yes, and which means that, of course, the offices are in Nashville, but Bill will be able to work out of his home, be able to do that. But he has made such a stamp, and like I say, we're going to talk with Bill a lot about this decision that went through it, but it's great to have Bill on the show today with Ron because we're going to talk with a lot of people that have a great love of the outdoors like we do on Outdoors with Larry Ray, and we're going to start it right off with Leah Thomas. She is a managing partner for Bolt Strategy, or Wired to Fish Coffee, and you're going to find out that this is not your everyday coffee. Because they donate a portion of what they sell, 25%, to other things. And we're going to talk to Leah about that today. And then we have a new media coordinator at the Tennessee Aquarium and the IMAX 3D Theater in Chattanooga.
Oh, do we?
Yes, we do. Now, Tom Benson is still there.
Yeah.
And we'll talk with Allison Pryor about her new job and what she priorly did before that. But you folks know that we've got a real long-lasting hookup with the Tennessee Aquarium in Chattanooga, a great place to visit and things along that line. So Tom is kind of still in. He's still in there. He's not leaving. But we're bringing in Allison Pryor, and she's got a real background in the Chattanooga area, outdoors. She was actually a meteorologist prior to in her career, so we can talk weather with her because we had a lot to talk about weather-wise. So we'll talk to Allison, and then right after that, we're talking to one of our own in the Mid-South, John Garrett. Garrett, Elite Series champion John Garrett. And we
classic qualifier also.
Yeah, out of Union City. And guess what? He's in a team competition coming up on the 25th and 26th, 25th through the 27th. And you know where that tournament's going to be? Apalachicola.
Apalachicola.
Which knows a lot about Hurricane Helene. And so we're going to talk to John about how you prepare for a tournament that may be drastically different. We'll talk to him, and then we're going to close out today's show. Ron came up with a great idea. Let's get the winners of the recent Major League Fishing's Heritage Cup on at the same time, and that gives us a chance to talk to two of our favorite people. And Ron, who's that going to be?
That's going to be Defoe from Tennessee.
Plain, Tennessee.
Andy Montgomery from South Carolina.
That's right, and you'll be able to tell the difference.
That's a couple of good ones right there.
That's a couple of good ones right there, and they teamed up, and you talk about a story to tell.
Well, the story, not only did they have formed a great fishing partnership.
They're on the road. And
but the kind of water that they fished for their style.
Crystal clear.
Was, yeah, you can see 8, 10, 12 feet down.
Yeah.
And they said they could see the fish.
Yeah.
And they just knew how to catch them.
And they had fun together.
Amazing.
We're going to talk about that. And the thing about it was, if you had when they got the championship, you'd think that they had never won anything in their life. The way they reacted.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And what's very ironic about fishing where they were both able to fish their strengths.
Their strength, yeah.
Defoe is one of the very best of fishing a stick worm, whether it's Nico rig, Texas rig. He's one of the best. Andy Montgomery, the world's best dock skipper.
A dock skipper. That's what he
skipping
says.
baits. Skipping baits.
And they talked
he's the best.
And they talked about. Well, anyway, that's going to be today's show. I think it's going to be a real special show. And of course, next week will be first Saturday. We'll get back into October. That's hard to believe. That's just hard. It seemed like Ron was just here yesterday. The second Saturday, because Ron's here twice a week, and then to have Bill now. That we may be able to track Bill down sometimes. We'll, because Bill has spent more times in swamps than anybody I know.
Well, he's going to spend a lot of time throughout Tennessee now. And that's not that's a pretty long ride.
That's a 450-mile trip back and forth across the state. But,
from Bristol, Tennessee to Memphis. That's a long way.
It's closer to. Bristol is closer to Washington, D.C. it is to Memphis. I mean, you think about that. And Bill, I know that Mike Butler, we're going to try to get Mike, but he's got so many things going on. But I know they're happy to have you aboard, and we're going to talk to you on the next segment because I know, man, you could probably give us some insight on what this hurricane and what's going to happen to a lot of things in Florida. I know your passion is the outdoors and the conservation, so we'll talk to Bill about that, but because how many years now with the Vanishing Paradise?
When I turned in my 2 weeks' notice, I had been there 8 years and 3 days.
Wow, how many hours and minutes? You don't?
I didn't count it that way.
Well, I know that the early days in Austin was not fun. Okay, but you did
but it got real good.
It got really good. Yeah, once you got out of Texas, I know that was a lot better.
It ceased to be work and became something special.
Yeah, well, I know that. And Ron, I got to ask you now before we got to close this segment out with what we do best with Ron Wong. And we had a lot of rain. We still got cloud. Hurricane Helene came through. We got rain Thursday night, Friday, probably a little bit today. And the temperatures have cooled also.
First of all, Larry and Bill, we needed the rain.
Oh, yeah.
We need rain in this area. However, with the amounts that we've received so far, it really hasn't done anything to the water levels.
Okay.
They are releasing water at the I-55 lakes.
Okay.
Down to Winter Pool. So that's not affected. Didn't affect the Tennessee River any.
No.
Well, I got to tell you something. The crappie are going crazy
it's
on
that
the
time,
I-55 lake.
Yeah.
And you can fish your strengths.
Okay.
If you like to troll
with
a Caps and Coleman double mineral rig, 8 to 12 feet deep, no deeper than that over deeper water.
How fast?
And go moving about 0.5 to 0.7 miles an hour will work real good. Also, for those that want to pull planer boards with crankbaits, like a 3XD crankbait and a shad color, go about 1.5 to 1.7 mile an hour. Stay in 20 to 22 feet of water to catch those fish.
Slow down now, because Bill's trying to write this down. Go ahead, keep going now. So,
and now, up there at Kentucky Lake,
what's Kentucky
the crappie are starting to bite really good there on the humps.
Okay,
And also moving into the creeks for spawning, because that's where the shad's going.
It's coming up,
And also the best thing to use there is a Fin Spin Pro with a slab curly tipped on it, and you can catch them casting to those fish. The bass are biting pretty good. Sardis Lake, Enid Lake, even Grenada right now.
Okay.
The fish are moving on to the secondary points of creeks where there's water left in them. And the best thing to use is a spinnerbait, or a thunder cricket, in a shad color. I recommend chartreuse and white, whether it's a spinnerbait or a chatterbait or any of that kind of stuff. They're also
I'm with you there, Ron.
He's with you, Ron. He says that. Okay.
And also they a 1.5 or a 2.5 KVD crankbait and a sexy shad. It's going to work good on the same points there. Don't forget your topwater baits early and late. They are biting good. A super spook will catch them, or a sexy dog. Any of those will catch them right now. A shad color.
I tell you, let me ask you real quickly now. If you get all this rain, folks, don't think the Mississippi River is going to come up 10 feet.
Nope.
Okay? I mean, because the water we get's come up north. And right now, there's a lot of folks say, the river's low. Well, it's going to be low. Anyway. All right, Ron Wong, the best there is. Let's take a break on Outdoors with Larry Ray, and we will be right back.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM.
Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. Good Saturday morning to all you good folks in Brownsville on AM 1520 and, of course, in Brownsville 95.3. And in Jackson, at, of course, Bill Cooksey's home station up there, News Talk 101.5. And, of course, right here in Memphis on AM 790, 92.9 HD FM. In Memphis every Saturday morning from 9 to 10:30. As we mentioned earlier on the first segment, this is BW, Bonus Wong. He's in the studio, and we try to get Bill Cooksey on the fourth Saturday when we can, but he's a traveling man. And I don't know how many miles that Bill has logged over, but he probably gets frequent car mileage. I don't know what it is. But, he's been everywhere, and I always call Ron as the man on the road. But Bill is got a new position. We just announced earlier about going to work for the Tennessee Wildlife Federation, based out of Nashville. Mike Butler and his great crew up there, which we lean on a lot over these many years as Outdoors with Larry Ray. And Bill just he mentioned his title, but I've already forgot it. It's long. But
is it another long title?
Associate Strategic in charge of traveling.
Associate Director of Strategic Partnerships.
Okay. All right. Well, you'll have to text me that so I can remember that. But let's walk us through this, Bill. I know you and I have been friends for many, many years. We went into the Legends of the Hall of Fame on the same day up in Springfield, and you've been part of this show for many years. You were also on a list of editors at the Mid-South Hunting and Fishing magazine. That several of us have been a part of that. And then you took this job with the National Wildlife Federation for Vanishing Paradise. And tell us exactly what that encompasses, and then also now talk about what your new duty is going to be.
What I'm doing now.
Yes.
So my final job title at National Wildlife Federation, and believe it or not, I got this the day before I resigned.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It was backdated to June, but it's Senior Specialist Sportsman Outreach was the job title.
Okay.
And with that, I worked with sportsmen all over the country.
You did,
and sporting businesses like Allen Hughes at Avery Outdoors, for a local reference.
Yeah.
On Everglades, Gulf, which is the whole Gulf Coast.
Yeah.
Mississippi River Delta, which is Louisiana.
Yeah.
And then the whole river program. And I'll get back to that last one in a minute. And that's the whole Mississippi River, just picking spots up and down that. And this was all about Everglades restoration. It's water issues. You know, everywhere. If you find a water problem, I can just about guarantee you it's because we decided at some point in the early 20th century we could control it and make it do what we wanted it to do instead of what God had meant for it to do in the beginning.
That's right. Yeah.
So, and you know, so now we're trying to, in a lot of places, dig out of that and try to help fix things. You know, in Everglades, it's when you see those red tides and blue-green algae, and them shutting down beaches. A lot of that's because of what they did in the Everglades and Lake Okeechobee. In Louisiana, still losing a football field of land every 100 minutes.
Wow, every 100 minutes. Yeah,
every 100 minutes.
Yeah,
and you know, so and it's. I mean, there are plenty of places in the country with similar issues. So, and now I'm going to be working with sportsmen and sporting businesses in Tennessee on our unique issues here. One of which is one that I started at NWF, and I'm going to get to continue here, is our work in Tennessee. And right now that is focused around the South Fork of the Forkadere River at Jackson, Tennessee.
Okay, yeah, okay.
As y'all know, the dredging and channelization of our rivers in West Tennessee seemed like a great idea at the time, but it's left us probably with more problems than we solved in the long run.
Right. Yeah.
So the good thing is there are a lot of really smart folks trying to figure out ways to get water back flowing the way it was intended without having to harm infrastructure, hurt farmers, or anything else, because no one wants to do that.
Yeah.
Luckily, we've gotten smarter, and so we're working on that around Jackson. If we're successful there, it's going to be a really exciting thing for, I think, a whole lot of West Tennessee, because it will be able to be carried down that river and into other rivers where channelization's been an issue.
You're going to be on the road. I mean, you're
yes, because basically it comes down to building I hate to use the word army because that one doesn't feel right to me, but to build a big group of sportsmen and people with sporting businesses, guides, outfitters, stores, manufacturers, boaters, hunters, fishermen, who can weigh in a meaningful way to make a difference.
Yes.
Whether it's, you know, Asian carp, the rivers that we can get back running right, the Hatchie River, which we all know has been a huge focus for a long time, yet we really haven't gotten anywhere.
That's right. Yeah.
And sportsmen, you know, those of us who hunt and fish, believe it or not, when we work together, have a heck of a voice that politicians listen.
When we work together, you said the right words right there,
That's right.
Bill. I mean, we got to work together.
None of this has to harm anybody. No one's suggesting we shouldn't keep building houses or keep farming. Or, I mean, we just have to keep learning how to do better and weigh in and make sure that's the way we move into the future.
Well, is this a new position, Bill?
It is.
That's what I thought. Yeah. And I know that had to be something that perked your interest, because you've spoken so eloquently in your post on Facebook about the great folks that you worked with the National Wildlife Federation, and how much you learned and appreciated all that they supported you. So this is something that you don't get many chances to do something in life you really want to do, and you got to do it at that time. And the timing felt like it was right for you, right?
That's right. I mean, I worked on great issues at NWF, and I'll continue championing those issues.
I hope so.
Whenever possible. I mean, I'm still all about it. I've been in touch with those folks every day this past week.
Okay.
About different things.
Yeah.
And we'll continue to do that. But I got my toes wet in Tennessee with this project around Jackson, and I have to tell you, being able to try to make a difference for our wildlife and our the sports we love here in my home state is kind of addicting.
And of course, your roots are Jackson. I know a lot of us know that you lived here and participated and helped coach and the shotgun teams and all these other different kind of things. But you grew up in the Jackson area. And
I grew up. I'll throw this out there. And I can't remember if y'all talked about it, but the middle fork of the Fork of Deer, just north of Jackson, had our newest state park dedicated.
That's
about
right.
4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
That the headquarters of that park where you pull in is less than a mile from the house I grew up in.
Really? Wow.
And I got to speak there a few weeks ago to a big funder and several other NGOs.
Yeah.
And that entire park, when you get up to the north edge of it, about the last, quarter to half mile of it is on the farm I grew up on.
Oh, my goodness.
As a kid, I walked every inch of that. I thought it was glorious back then, but I look back and it was nothing but cotton and soybean fields, just muddy fields in the fall and winter when I was walking them every day, interspersed with a few ditch rows and a few fence lines.
Yeah.
And that place now, if you ever get a chance, it's between Jackson and Three-Way.
I know where that is.
It is beautiful.
And,
absolutely beautiful.
And I know that's close to your heart. This job itself will offer you some freedom. I know Mike Butler, who's the executive director of the Tennessee Wildlife Federation, a longtime friend of Outdoors with Larry Ray and things along that line. That's a team up there.
Quite a team.
It's quite a team. If you go with Hunters for the Hungry and whatever they do, they're doing things to help the sportsmen. And
the Hunters for the Hungry, Hunting and Fishing Academy, the Scholastic Clay Target Program.
Yeah, all those.
And that's, the public work and then all of the policy work they do behind the scenes to try to, make things better for all of us who love to hunt and fish are pretty incredible.
Well, and you've had a chance also to mix and mingle with a lot of different folks, and I think that's one of your and I'm just going to say it's one of your talents, Bill, that I don't care how much money somebody has, you're going to treat them the same way, and that's just part of your makeup, I think.
Larry, I think you and I and Ron, too, share a thing. We love people.
Yes, yeah.
I really love people. I love meeting people, getting to know people.
Yeah.
And I look forward to getting to know a whole lot more of my fellow Tennesseans over the next several years.
So, talking about that, Bill, what are your plans or your vision to get the Tennessee sportsmen involved in the things that need to be done to make everything better?
Sure, and we are on the very front end of plotting this out. And it's going to take a broad contingent of people. I'm going to, one of my focuses will be the businesses, the sporting goods stores, outfitters, manufacturers, call makers, you name it, trying to get a group of those together so we can talk about, what is impacting their customers and help us focus where we need to. And then in turn, them help us carry that message whether to the legislature or to a local mayor.
Well, there's 96 counties, I think, in Tennessee, unless we eliminated a couple that I didn't know about. But
but it's also growing among normal guys and girls who hunt and fish.
That's right.
Or boat. I mean, if you're an outdoors person and you care about our wildlife and our waterways,
you're going to be up close.
We can find a way to work together.
You're going to be up close and personal with the commissioners too. I know that. Right? You won't miss too many commission meetings, and we appreciate that. Well, Bill,
probably not.
Bill's going to be with us if he can hang on. If Mike Butler doesn't pull him out of it, we're going to keep Bill with us the rest of the show. So, Bill, appreciate it. Congratulations, buddy.
Look forward to working with you, my friend.
Yeah. You'll give us some insight and things along that line. But hang on, we're going to take a break. Come right back, and we're heading to where I hope Bill may go someday, to Chattanooga. Talk about that down the road. But first, we're going to do a little coffee break on Outdoors with Larry Ray. How about Wired to Fish Coffee? We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM.
Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray as we roll into our 25th year on the air right here in Memphis, Tennessee. Good morning to you folks in Brownsville, Jackson, throughout the Mid-South. And we cover a lot of bases on Outdoors with Larry Ray. I don't think we've ever been Ron Wong or Bill Cooksey. I don't think we've ever been in Buffalo, Wyoming before. But
I have not.
I have not. Bill with the
Bill may have.
Bill might have with the National Wildlife Federation. He's allowed to been anywhere. But I have been to Buffalo, New York. But this is not the place.
No, totally different.
Totally different. I can tell you that for a fact. And we've hooked up with a young lady to be on Outdoors with Larry Ray today. That's Leah Thomas. She is the managing partner for our good friends at Bolt Strategy and Wired to Fish Coffee Partnership they have recently hooked up with, and it's good to talk to Leah. Good morning, Leah.
Hey, how are you guys?
We're doing great. How's everything in Buffalo?
It is lovely. We're having a really nice autumn.
Okay, you don't have to worry about hurricanes in Buffalo. I can tell you that.
I would hope not.
No, but wintertime's a little different up there than what it is here.
A little colder.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
But, let's talk about this partnership, Leah, that you sent the press release out. I got some of your great coffee, Wired to Fish coffee. And the thing about your company is not only is it has a great product, but you folks seem to reach out and want to help folks. So tell us a little bit about Wired to Fish coffee, and then the partnership with the Filter Project that I think that Bill Cooksey, being the conservation that he is, not that Ron Wong is too, but tell us a little bit about your company and about this new partnership with the Filter Project.
Yeah, you bet. We launched Wired to Fish coffee with the intention of giving back. And it started originally, you may be familiar with wiredtofish.com,
yes.
with wiredtofish.com, and they were acquired, and so we asked to license the name for the coffee because we saw that there was some real upside here. And like I said, it was launched as a conservation give back. So we give back 7% of our profitability to conservation projects around the United States and river cleanups and stuff like that. And then we also give back another 18% to faith-based initiatives, which was the press release that you saw. It happens to be a partnership with a company right in your backyard there in Cordova, Tennessee.
That's right. Yes. So tell us about that partnership. Yeah.
So they approached us. They'd heard an ad for us on the radio and approached us and were interested in partnering with us. And their project is so cool because they hit all the bases that we want to hit. They offer clean water to people that live in the slums of Nairobi.
Yeah.
Wow.
And yeah, it's pretty intense. Yeah. They just took a trip back there like a month or so ago.
Yeah.
And they distribute filters to these poor people that drink polluted water.
Wow.
And give them medicine to treat all the things that are going wrong with them because they've been drinking polluted water. They teach them about Jesus. They come back about every few weeks to check on them, make sure that they know how to use the filter, that they don't have if they have any questions. They remind them hygiene things, and then they continue to talk to them about Jesus. And so it just really we loved it because it wasn't just a one and done thing. It hits our clean water initiative checkbox. It hits our we love Jesus and we want to see people saved. Yeah, checkbox. So we're just super excited to be working with them.
And it's based right out of Cordova here, folks.
Right.
The Filter Project. You can go and find out a lot about it, but I recommend that you go to Wired to Fish Coffee and look at their website. You can find out about them. But this Filter Project is a parachurch, and I'd never heard of that in my life. And I know Leah and my own self in my Sunday school class, we dug 3 wells in Thailand just through our little group of 20 people. And so you've taken this project to a different level. In Cooksey, you're listening to this, and so a part of what their product, and it's good coffee, folks. Okay, I'm telling you, she sent me a bag of it. I highly recommend it. But at the same time, you're doing double work here. I mean, Leah, as far as that.
I mean, we're trying to change lives. We're trying to improve the earth, and we're trying to change lives, and that's our goal. And our vision is someday that we could grow it enough that we could give more than half of our profits away.
Wow,
that's just what we want to do.
How about that, Bill, for a company?
I'm just thinking. Coffee, conservation, fishing, and faith. That's a pretty good combo.
That's a great.
Yeah, that is.
That's a great combo. And again, we're talking to Leah Thomas. And I got to ask you, Leah, I see where Mike Thomas is a co-founder of Wired to Fish Coffee. I'm assuming this may be a relative.
Yeah, that's my husband.
Okay. We want to make sure that we got that in
both,
there. Yeah. That you and Mike
we're
are
both pretty.
Yeah, doing this, and you've reached out to Kenya and places like this where, it's I've never been to Africa. But I know I've been on mission trips and things myself, and I know how precious water is. And if anybody knows that, Bill Cooksey does with the projects that Bill has been involved with, Bill, with the Clean Water Acts and things along this line. But this project. The percentage-wise, I mean, how did y'all come up with that? I mean, was there a plan here to do that?
Initially, because of the way the brand was structured, it was a 7% give back for conservation because that was kind of what we'd come to an agreement with.
Yeah.
And then Mike and I had gone to a conference where we were studying to be better minister people, and Mike felt like he really heard God say, you know what, you guys need to give back to me too.
Yeah.
And so we looked at that and we said, we're just so passionate about helping people. We love conservation. We love angling. We will never back away from that aspect of the brand.
Oh, that's cool.
But it's always God first, right?
Yes. Yeah. And through coffee, an unusual ministry here. Everybody likes a cup of coffee. I mean, the outdoors, Cooksey mentioned it. You think, I don't know how many cups of coffee I've drank around a fire doing those different kind of things. And so talk about your coffee, the product, that. How about that?
Yeah. We chose coffee. We did a lot of research when in choosing a product that we could give back from.
Uh-huh.
We wanted it to be something that people would be using every day.
Yeah.
So they could get behind. And it's a growing market, especially for people at home with the economy the way that it is. People want a good cup of coffee at home now.
Yeah.
And so we knew a really amazing roaster in Oklahoma City.
Okay.
We fair trade sourced our beans in Guatemala and Mexico, and we probably tasted. I don't want to talk about how many cups of coffee we tasted before we settled on our blend, but it was a lot of coffee.
and you have different blends, right? You have roasted, dark roasted. What do you got? What are you offering?
We have a medium and dark roast.
Okay.
And we do both whole bean and ground. We have just introduced our dark roast, so we're a pretty young company. But we don't want to get crazy. We're not going to be. I don't see us doing a bunch of flavors.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah, that's not your mission. Is the coffee is? I'm not saying the hook, but the coffee gets your leg in the door, so to speak, maybe. And
and it is delicious. I mean, if you're going to drink a good cup of coffee, why not drink a good cup of coffee for something that represents your values, right?
How about that, Bill? I mean,
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I have to have that cup to get started every morning.
That's my morning pickup. And if you try this coffee, I'm technically a decaf guy, but I can drink this in the morning. I might, if I drink it in the afternoon, I may be up till Thursday. But the taste is there. And again, we're talking to Leah Thomas and you and your husband Mike. The reception, it's it just blew my mind when I found out that it was a Cordova. That's here in Memphis, the connection between Cordova, Tennessee, and Buffalo, Wyoming. Is that not wild? I mean,
well, it's a small world.
It is a small world because I looked this up and I said, well, where is this filter project? And it's in our backyard right here. And when I looked it up and I saw some of the people, well, we need to get Leah maybe down the road or something. Maybe get Elliot Stovall on with us.
That'd be cool.
He is the founder and CEO of the Filter Project, and this is what Elliot said in the press release. We love that with every bag of Wired to Fish coffee, you are supporting clean water, the sport of fishing, and helping your fellow humans have a better quality of life. And 1 cup of coffee can do that. But we're here to serve, Leah, and you and Mike. And like I say, let's work down the road to get you back on Outdoors with Larry Ray. And so if somebody wants to get some of your coffee or get involved in this, as Ron Wong usually tells me, where can we get coffee? Where can we get Wired to Fish coffee?
You can get it on our website at wired2fishcoffee.com. It's also available on Amazon. But if you tell your listeners use code GIVEBACK, they'll get 10% off of their order.
All right, y'all hear that? Okay. All right. 10% back on your order, and then every bag that you purchased, does it come in one size? Are these bags like I got? Is that the standard bag?
Do they come in pods
also?
Yeah,
What's
Keurig?
Yeah.
We don't do pods because of the environmental aspect of our brand.
Oh, okay.
But we do have links to our website where people can buy replaceable. Mm-hmm. They can buy the reusable pods from Keurig or from Nescafe or whatever they use. So we try to help people get there if they use pods, but we don't make pods. And the other reason we don't do pods is once you grind and put it in a pod, you're immediately losing flavor.
Okay. I'm assuming spoken by a coffee drinker, I hope. So
right.
Right. Yeah. All right.
We queried in with our on pods, and our roaster almost lost his brain.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Leah Thomas, thank you very much for being on Outdoors with Larry Ray. And let's stay in touch, and we'll get Elliot on with us later on, too, then, okay?
That'd be awesome. We're getting ready to go to Kenya in January, so sometime close to that might be a good timing.
There you go. Bless your heart. All right. Have a great weekend, Leah. We'll talk to you, okay? God bless you, all right?
Thank you so much.
All right. Let's take a break on Outdoors with Larry Ray. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM.
Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. That theme song rolls out that Don King wrote and sang. And been on the air for heading into our 25th year out of Memphis, Tennessee. And normally, when we talk about the Tennessee Aquarium and the IMAX 3D Theater, we talk to Tom Benson. And Tom has been a guest on this show.
We have talked to him for years
and
years.
I can't tell you how many complimentary VIP tickets that Tom has allowed us to give away on Outdoors with Larry Ray right here on AM 790 and part of the Odyssey family. And so Tom said, we've got a new person that you really need to talk to on the radio. And I said, well, Tom, are you gone? And I said, no, Tom. Tom said, I'm still here. But we have a new managing, what do we call her, media coordinator for the Tennessee Aquarium IMAX 3D Theater in Chattanooga, and that's Allison Pryor. Good Saturday morning, Allison.
A good Saturday morning to you, and thank you so much for having me on, especially as the newbie.
Well, and I looked on there and I said, if I want to talk weather, I can talk to Allison now. I mean, I'm a big weather person and a former meteorologist. Is that right? I looked at that.
Yes, it is right. So I think that for anybody, if you enjoy the outdoors, the weather is the key thing. You want to know, can I go outside? Do I need to mow the lawn? Should I stay indoors? I mean, there's a lot of stuff at play. And so I've spent the past 6 years as a meteorologist, And I'll just give you all a little personal news. I got married in June.
All right.
And
okay.
I was the morning meteorologist, which means I started my day very early in the morning.
Very early, yes.
3 o'clock in the morning.
I don't know how you did it. I watched Todd Demers on Channel 3 here in Memphis, and poor Todd, I don't think he ever goes to bed. You know, I mean, he's everywhere. But your connection, I mean, with Chattanooga, you grew up in that area and all these different kind of things. What about this opportunity to take this position as media coordinator? What was that something that you just came out to talk about your new position there?
Yeah, so I think that where it started was that I was hoping to get something that would still allow me to do science communication and feel like that I am connected to nature in some way and use my skills with media relations, with being able to talk to people about different things like I did as a broadcast meteorologist, but also provide a little bit better working hours than what I previously had. And so this just really worked out perfectly, and I'm so excited to be here at the Tennessee Aquarium. And I like to say that I'm changing where the water's coming from. Instead of the water falling from the sky like rain or snow, I'm going to be dealing with the water in the rivers and the streams out to the ocean now.
And you, of course, as Bill Cooksey knows, he's been over in that area, the Hiwassee, the Tennessee River, whatever it might be, Chickamauga, all the history and everything else that Chattanooga offers. And your facility is number one. I know you've won awards, and you guys are so good about staying topical. And so something's going on in October, I understand, at the aquarium.
Yes, it is. So here at the Tennessee Aquarium, we like to switch the name of the month, October, to Oddtober.
AODD. Oh, odd. All right.
Oddtober, like celebrating all the odd things, or we like to say that weird and wonderful things of nature.
Yes.
And highlight maybe some of those little creatures that you might have skipped over in other instances of not have noticed, but really they play into that kind of spooky Oddtober season with the weird and wonderful. And one of the things that we have is a new exhibit opening up of what are called super worms.
Super worms. Now we know worms. Wow. Ron knows worms. He knows plastic worms. I know that from fishing.
Or gummy worms.
Yeah.
Well, even
or gummy
even
worms. Yeah. Or even what, Ron?
Even real worms.
And real worms. Yeah.
Yes. So let me tell you about these. They are the larval life stage of the darkling beetles. And what makes them really cool and part of our Oddtober is that not only are they eating regular things you would think worms would eat, but they also, because of the bacteria in their guts, have the ability to eat styrofoam, polystyrene foam, and gain nutritional value from it. So when you think about the environmental perspective and having that to-go box, the to-go cup, that styrofoam, and we all think are just filling up the landfills.
They eat them.
This is something in nature that can actually eat that foam. So it's on a small scale right now. We don't necessarily know what the future has to hold with that, but it is something that we want the public to know about and to kind of celebrate during Oddtober.
How about that, Bill Cooksey?
I'm digging this bug.
You're digging this bug.
Imagine like the little kids walking by and you get to see the creepy crawlies and everything, and then learn that this is something that's special too.
And that's what you guys have done over there since the aquarium first opened, and you've brought out interesting things, and not only just for the kids, but for those we adults, because you can walk the Tennessee River. I mean, it's like you're on the riverbank, and you're bringing up these critters. I mean, these Oddtober. I mean, you've got the Alabama. You got the snapping turtle, you got the sea star, the super worm. The goonch, what is this? Goonch catfish.
The goonch catfish. Yeah. And so all of these are our highlighted animals for the month. Yeah. And our graphics team has come up with these really cool kind of 1950s Godzilla, King Kong inspired movie posters with them.
Oh, man.
And so when people come and visit, they're going to see these posters. And if they go to the gift shop, there's a password. I'm going to go ahead and tell you what the secret password is.
What is it?
You might be able to guess it.
All right.
It's October.
Okay, I got it. Okay.
So you can tell them at the gift shop, and there are little stickers that you can get to take home with you that are going to have those characters of the super worm, the catfish, the snapping turtle, and the sea star. And our graphics team did a really good job with them. I think kids and adults alike are going to love them.
Well, there's so much to love there, and you're also going to do your and I've actually seen underwater pumpkin carving. I mean,
yeah,
your scuba divers.
Yeah. It's a favorite. I think that anytime that people visit and they get to see our divers in the tanks, cleaning the windows, checking on different things, you'd enjoy that anyways. But this is an engaging thing that we do for the month of October. Every Saturday at 2 p.m., there's going to be an underwater pumpkin carving show. So you're going to get to see the divers in their full scuba gear with the pumpkin down there, giving it a nice carve up.
All right. And again, we're talking to Allison Pryor. She's the new media coordinator for one of our favorite places in Tennessee, the Tennessee Aquarium, the IMAX 3D. And I told the guys, Allison, I've been to one IMAX theater. You would have to drug me to literally get me in there again. I mean, it was too much for this old eyeballs.
It was too much for you.
Yeah, it was too much. I was in that plane flying with the Eagles. And I wished I'd been with the band Eagles instead of that plane Eagles. But to do this, it's so much to see over there. So how many visitors do y'all have a year? I mean, what are we talking about here? Roughly?
That is a great question. I'm going to tell you, I actually don't know that number yet. So now you've taught me that I need to figure that out. So
figure that up because
I can answer it.
Yeah, because I know that not too long ago you had 1 million visitors or whatever it was. You gave something to the people that come there because it is, it ranks, has won awards, so many awards. For where it is, the location, the beautiful location. So tell our listeners where they can get more information about the aquarium.
Yeah, we can always visit our website, which is tnaqua.org. We're right here in downtown Chattanooga. As you've mentioned, we're along the riverfront. We have a building that is dedicated to river life, the freshwater life, and another building that's at our Ocean Journey building. And we also do a lot of work outside of that. We have a separate conservation institute.
You sure do.
And they have been working on rescuing an endangered species of fish on one of the ridge lines just outside of Chattanooga right now called the Laurel Dace. And so it's, I think, it's wonderful. Anytime you can visit us and experience the Tennessee Aquarium, you're also helping the mission of all of the research and education that we do.
And if you want to look for a spooky Halloween place to be there on October the 25th because they're going to have, what are we calling this? I can't even pronounce that. What is that?
It is Aquascarium.
Aquascarium.
Combining aquarium and a little scare in the middle there.
My
gosh.
But
it's not going to be scary. It's family friendly, and if people are in town, you can buy your tickets for that and do family trick-or-treating, but inside the aquarium.
So no super worm is going to jump out at you and wrap themselves around you or anything. So I don't.
Correct. I hope not. If that does happen, we might have gotten transported to some kind of fictional movie ourselves.
Yeah, and if you did that, don't wear any kind of styrofoam in there, please. Okay, they'll eat you as you go through. But Allison, thank you very much. Tell Tom hello for us and everything, and have a great weekend, and we'll stay in touch with you. Okay?
That sounds good. Thank you.
Thank
Bye,
you, Allison.
y'all.
All right, Allison Pryor, the new media coordinator and a former meteorologist for 6 years on the early shift. Now, guys, I'll turn Todd Demers on in the morning. He's been on since 4 o'clock. How do those people survive? I remember Joe Larkins talking about how he did that for like 10 years, with Channel 3.
I think that you just condition yourself.
You think so?
To do that, whatever. Yeah, I'm not a morning person.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
But, if it was my job or something, I would have adapted.
Yeah. And Cooksey, you would have done too, I imagine, Only reason I get up
at used to waking up early.
No, if I'm going to get up early, I'm going to hunt, and we will now. It's today. Today's the day, isn't it? National Hunting and Fishing Day? Isn't that today?
Mm-hmm. Today.
It is today.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
You know, and Bill, this is something you might want to think about. You know, they have it every year. And you may want to try to encourage our state to have a free fishing and hunting day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we got a free fishing day
to celebrate that day.
Yeah, we should have done something special today. I'm sorry out there.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, it's cool. Well, we got Cooksey on today. That's special.
Yeah, we're going to put him on. We're going to put him on the job.
Yeah, we'll put him on that job. Mark that down. Assistant strategy for economic.
Put that on your to-do list.
Whatever
Bill.
We'll take it under advisement.
I'm going to. He really sounds political now, doesn't he?
Yeah, that went in one ear and out the other.
Hadn't been on the job a week, and he's already learning new terms here. Okay.
I want to make it clear. I don't work for TWR.
That's true. Make that clear. And all right. Let's take a break on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Be right back. It's fishing time. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM.
Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray as we talk outdoors and what do we call this, Ron?
The fastest 90 minutes in outdoor radio.
That's exactly right, and we've been doing it more than 24 years, which is I think longer than this guy's been alive. I'm thinking pretty sure here. I'm not sure. How old are you, John Garrett?
I'm 27.
Look, he was 3 years old when we started that. Can you believe that? He was probably already catching bass then.
Well, he probably was. Because I got to tell you, I have spent some time in John's boat.
Yeah, John boat.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, I watched that man work a sexy dog up on Kentucky Lake, like you wouldn't believe. This man can flat throw a top water bait.
Well, we're happy to have on Outdoors with Larry Ray on this Saturday morning. John Garrett out of Union City, Elite Series champion John Garrett. And John, first of all, thank you for being on today's show. And we wanted to get John on because things change in the world of fishing as Bill Cooksey joins in on this conversation, Bill. And, we've been watching what Hurricane Helene did to the Big Bend section of Florida. And we've all got friends down in that area and everything. They're still assessing everything. But John and his partner is coming up, going to be fishing, we hope, on the 2024 Yamaha Bassmaster
Redfish
Cup Championship in Apalachicola, Florida, October 25th through 27th. And John and his partner, he's teaming with Chad Manning. But, I think the fishing, we can talk, yes. But what the landscape may look like, we're not sure yet.
Yeah.
The marina where it's based out of, and things along that line. But we wanted to talk to John a little bit about the competition going to this event and fishing.
And just being part of it.
Yeah, and fishing with somebody who's a saltwater expert and you never met. So we'll talk about, how do you prepare for this, John?
I'm preparing for it like a vacation.
I got that. That's good. Yeah.
So, it's really kind of weird how it came about me fishing this tournament. I'd always followed it, and Skeeter Yamaha put it on.
Yeah.
And I've been dropping a bug in my Skeeter and Yamaha guys' ear every year. Hey, how do I get in that redfish tournament? And we always kind of laugh it off. But I got invited to go this year, which I'm really happy about. And I got partnered with Chad. He lives down there on the coast, big saltwater guy. But no, I mean, there's not a whole lot I'm going to do preparation-wise. I don't have any money on the line. I have to fish for points. There's only 10 other teams going to be there. So
that's right.
I'm just going to kick back and have a good time. I might go fishing, pre-fish a few days with Chad. But like you said, we have no idea what this storm has done down there. And but, man, I'm happy to have the opportunity to go. I mean, it's a really cool deal. kind of a hard tournament to get in, and I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Right. To kind of prepare for it, he'll probably tell you what kind of rods and type line and that kind of stuff, because I'm sure you want to use your own stuff.
Yeah. Fortunately enough, Rather has inquired or changed Quantum to a saltwater.
Right.
They sure have, yeah.
And so I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be using some of the new Quantum gear down there, getting it tested out. But
cool.
No, it's going to be a fun time. It's not, it's mostly an inshore deal, so it's not going to be too much different than what I'm used to using for bass. But no, I'm looking forward to getting down there. And
now those redfish will eat a sexy dog, don't you?
Yeah, they will. I'm hoping I get to catch a few on it. That'd be awesome.
Well, this is the 4th annual no entry as a fee event. Will feature the Bassmaster All-Star teams made up of 4 Bassmaster Elite Series pros and 4 Skeeter Yamaha Saltwater pros. And the 4 Bassmasters, we got the Forest Wood Cup and the St. Croix Bassmaster Open presented by Severin champion Justin Atkins. We look at Justin's in there. We got, let's see, I'm looking, Brandon Polinek, is in there. And we got some other ones in there that I know. And then we get down here at the format, catch, weigh, and release format. And it's going to be a fun event to do this, but at the same time, this is also a busy time for John because he's got another endeavor he loves to do. That's duck hunting. So when I talked to him, I said, I mean, I'm sure. Are you getting ready for that, John? I mean, you've already been out there for the early.
You better be.
Yeah, you better be. You've already been. I know Cooksey knows this. I mean, we've already had an early season. So
yeah.
How'd that go?
It went okay. Had a pretty decent. I mean, the wood duck hunting was good the first few days, and the teal hunting wasn't bad. I've seen a lot worse seasons. We killed a dozen, 13, 14 teal every day, which is pretty good for my standards.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
But no, my October is really busy as far as the fishing industry side of stuff. So I've been pushed to, I'm trying to get all my duck hunting stuff done before the month October hits. So I've been busy. Brushing blinds and getting decoys and boats and stuff ready. But fortunately, we've had some pretty decent weather. It hasn't been too miserably hot. So,
that's true. Yeah,
it's nice getting some stuff done. I tend to procrastinate on all that stuff. So
we all do.
First year, I'm going to be done, John. You've probably seen, like me, the way the drought's got the leaves dropping. People that wait too late into October to cut brush are going to be in trouble.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah.
Well, I know that the season's so overlapped now, and we get to this point. Of course, John has grown up on that lake, on Reelfoot Lake, knows it backwards and forwards if anybody else does. And I know your family has done this, and it just doesn't seem possible. When Ron said you were 27, it just seems like yesterday, out of Bethel. I think that's the first time we interviewed you.
Yep.
I don't know how old you were then when you won the big tournament and represent the Bethel Wildcats, and to come this far. Talk about that, John. What's 2025 look like for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird to say this, but I mean, I'm just living what I always dreamed to live. I'll be fishing another year on the Bassmaster Elite Series.
Yep.
And guide and duck hunts on Reelfoot next winter. I mean, it's just I'm truly blessed to do what I do for a living. I mean, I'm literally in the outdoors every single day.
That's pretty
able
good.
to make a living doing that, and couldn't be more thankful for that. And that, my time at Bethel, I could say contributed all.
They did.
Is the entire reason why I'm on the Elite Series, and it pretty much is. I mean, that time I spent there at Bethel, I learned so much, made great connections, got a business degree, and that's kind of where
that's great.
I learned how to turn myself into a business and work for myself. So Bethel had definitely a really important role in all of this.
Now, this is what your second or third year on the Elite side.
Yep. Second year.
Second year, okay.
I mean, the butterflies are gone now, right? it's a big learning experience to go against that caliber of fisherman on the elite side, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. I mean, I had a term I was using when I first got in there. I mean, I was getting thrown in with the wolves.
And that's right. Yeah.
And that is not an exaggeration. I mean, those guys they're the best of the best, and they learn and process information faster than anyone else out there, and that's why they're there. So it's definitely keeps me on my toes and is the top of my game, and I've enjoyed every minute of it.
It kind of pushes you too, doesn't it, to study more maps, learning the technology and utilizing it, those kind of things, doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, everyone says this, and it's so true. If you want to be better, surround yourself with better people as far as the sports or anything else that might be. And that's so true. When you're around the best of the best, it makes you strive to become better. And then also, whether you realize it or not, you learn so much from being around those guys. Whether they want you learning from them or not, but you do,
Yeah. John, you can't do this by yourself. You have some wonderful sponsors that help you out. Talk about your sponsors.
Yeah, I mean,
who are they?
Yeah, I got a handful of just really great sponsors, and man, I can't say enough. I mean, Larry mentioned a while ago, and I won the college championship deal, man, back in 2017. So I was 18, 19 years old.
Yeah, okay.
And I have the same exact sponsors today that I did then.
That's
Strike
cool.
King Blues
Really?
and
Yeah.
Hypertech, the Johnson Outdoor Crew, Humminbird, Minn Kota, and Ford. I mean, it's really incredible that those people have jumped on board with me back when I was only 18 in college. Man, it's been awesome to watch our partnerships and relationships progress. The more I can help them, and really just shows a solid line of loyalty on both ends that we have for each other. So, man, thankful for them, and trying to do all I can do for them for sure.
You got a great support staff. How's that baby doing? Huh?
That baby is doing awesome.
I love staying up with you and your family. On social media.
Yeah, you and Morgan and that baby's that's going to be the commander right there. I mean,
Yeah, she's just starting to point her finger.
Oh,
so
she is.
Yeah.
What's her name again? What's her name?
Blair.
Yeah, Blair. Yeah, okay. Yeah,
So
y'all need to go on Facebook and keep up with John. He's very active on Facebook, and you can see Blair grow through the years here, like I've seen John grow, and make me really feel old, to think that was that time ago. Well, we appreciate you, buddy.
All the best to you in the tournament, buddy.
And we just hope that everything's set up down there. Have a great time with you and Chad, and catch some redfish, and we'll talk to you later on.
We'll be watching.
Yep. And we hope to see you up at Reelfoot before long. Okay, buddy?
Yeah, sure. Well, I appreciate y'all having me on, and y'all have a good one.
All right. Thank you, John. All right, let's take a break on the Outdoors of Larry Ray. We're still talking fishing. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM.
Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. As again, we turn in on our 25th year on the air right here in Memphis, Tennessee, and throughout the Mid-South. And on this September the 28th. It is BW, as we call it, Bonus Wong.
Hey, good morning again,
there
everybody.
He is. He's still here. I wonder why he stood around for a while. I mean, I thought you might have left early or something. I think
as soon as I get out of here.
Yeah, you're going to a ball game.
Yep.
We're not going to talk.
It's
Bill
Saturday.
Cooksey told me we cannot talk football on this show this morning.
Okay.
Right, Cooksey? Okay.
That's exactly right. That has been a Vol all globe.
Yeah, I know it. We got a Tennessee Vol on the line.
Yep.
That's Cooksey. And we got an Ole Miss guy sitting over there. And I'm a Razorback guy. And both of your teams got to come to Fayetteville. Okay, that's the way it is. Let's talk fishing, because we got two buddies on the line right now that it had to be a hoot, but at the same time it had to be kind of
Two fantastic fishermen.
Yeah, and getting in the same boat together and winning the Major League Fishing's Heritage Cup with what they did, and that's fishing buddies and two of the best out there, Defoe and Andy Montgomery. Good morning, guys.
Morning. Thanks for having us.
Always good to have both at the same time. Let's talk about what happened to win this thing, because that's not an easy thing to do, what you two guys did. So I'd kind of explain.
Or at a weird place.
Yeah, at a crystal clear place and everything like that. Talk about Ott from your perspective to win that Heritage Cup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. Fun would be the easiest way to one word to describe the whole event and getting to fish with Andy. But when draft came up and I was able to pick Andy, and from that moment forward, we were just excited, ready to get to our event and get to fish. But made it through and was able to win each round. We won the elimination round, we won the knockout round, and then held on and won that championship round. And each one was a little different. We fished different bodies of water and had to adjust every day a little different for each place. And with the great teammate like Andy that I had in it, it made adjusting really easy, and was able to figure them out and carry it to the end.
And you said in there, when the draft came, you picked Andy. Okay, Andy.
Oh, yes.
Andy, how about that? He picked you.
I may have to get you to repeat all them questions. Y'all start talking about football. I was over here daydreaming about Clemson Tigers.
Yes, we were going to talk about that too. Okay, but the teamwork Andy involved in this thing. Talk about it, because he said the draft came and he picked you, and you guys have known each other. You've roomed together and everything. So what's it like to share a boat together like this, Andy?
Yeah, and we actually hadn't fished together a whole lot, but we have lived together. Probably spent as much time together as we have with our wives.
Let's move on, Andy. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Just roommates, on the tour. But anyway, it just flowed so good. We're best of friends, and things just really, really flow. We fished very similar, especially in them cup-style format events, and it just flowed, man. Things just flowed, and we expected them to flow. We didn't expect no problems, and I don't know. We just spent a lot of time together, and things just flowed. What's the best word?
That's either one of them's fine with me. Whatever they say in Clemson's fine with me. I don't care. But
I got to tell you, what I was impressed about on that tournament, having watched some of it, was, Andy, you got a chance to fish your strength, which is skipping docks, and Ott, I think you're one of the absolute very best using a stick worm.
Yeah.
And you guys did a 1-2 punch on those crazy fish up there, didn't they?
Yeah, especially on that last day, Ron. Yeah, it was. Yeah, go ahead, Andy.
No, well, the last day especially, and you don't have to think if he's good with it. I can tell you he is.
He is good with it, yeah.
You don't have to think. He is an assassin with that spinning rod, and I can put the bait caster a lot of really good places too. So it was just a dynamic 1-2 punch. To get there, we caught them a few different ways. We caught some swimming a jig on some reeds, and then Ott had a really good run flipping some reeds. So we just flowed back and forth. And that last day, it was all docks. We kind of did that early and felt like that's what we was going to do all day. So. But yeah, to get there, it was a lot of flowing back and forth. But we never really did the same thing ever.
Yeah.
A couple of different things.
And again, we're talking to Ott Defoe and Andy Montgomery, the champs of Major League Fishing's Heritage Cup. And I think you guys, when you got on stage, a lot of emotions came about Ott. And I know when I talked to you before the show about your dad, and it had the heart surgery, and you had that on your mind and everything. How much was it to have your buddy in the boat with you during this time?
Yeah, no, it was really good. Going up there, Dad had been out of his surgery, just a little over a week, not quite 2 weeks, and just to know that you got somebody there that's good friends, and that you can rely on when times are tough, having that support and stuff. But it was great to be able to go up there and have a good event. And Dad, Jenny was there with my dad. They were watching live.
That's great.
And they were able to watch there on the final day. And I mean, Dad, that like any parent, I mean, your parents love it when their kids
exactly right.
do well. And it was. I'll say this, not trying to get in this can of worms, we don't need to on this show. Dad's not a fan of the live scope kind of fishing.
Yeah,
so
okay.
So for him to watch Andy and I do good, just fishing, it
was therapeutic. It was therapeutic, man.
Yeah.
And how's he doing? How's he doing now? I mean,
he's doing good. Yeah, he's doing good. He's doing inpatient physical therapy, and he's getting stronger every day, and we'll be coming home real soon. So he's doing good, and it's just, it's a process. He's 86 years old, so
ain't nothing wrong with that, buddy.
Doing better.
Well,
our
thoughts and prayers are with him.
Yeah.
Everything.
And Andy, I know that on the stage, a lot of emotions ran out of that thing. And when I read some of the quotes and everything here, and this is a quote from Andy, and we flat out assaulted some reeds and some ducks, and then the next thing, where's the money at? That's what I'm worried about. You can't trade this for a cheeseburger. I mean, Eddie, that's probably one of the best quotes I've ever heard from somebody that won a tournament.
Yeah, so we did get a little money. We won $20,000. So that's a really good bonus for the end of the year. The trophies do mean something. I just got a new house, so I'm actually going to put them up where I can see them. I got to go find some of my other trophies. I'm not sure where they're at.
But the end results were what it counted, and a chance to do this. You guys like the format? I mean, you the way it worked out, you like that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it was okay, I guess.
Well, you mentioned it was okay. You won the thing.
Yeah, no, we loved it. We absolutely loved it. I mean, it is, and that's going back to the the way the cups used to be, and no practice, just showing up, going fishing.
Yes.
But then getting to experience it with your buddy, that's the cool part. I know Andy and I had both won a cup before. The one I'd won, he I don't think he'd fished that one at all. But the one Andy won was actually in Knoxville. And I made the championship day.
Yeah.
And as it was coming down towards the end of the day, like I was pretty much out of it, and I if I'd have knew where he was, I would have run over to get to watch him the last 5 minutes to get to watch this winning moment kind of thing. But that's in this deal, like, you're as excited for your buddy that's sitting there next to you because your buddy just won a tournament.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're excited for yourself, but man, you like it meant as much to me to get to celebrate with Andy that Andy won, and it probably vice versa. And that's the cool part of a team deal like that. You're not just celebrating for yourself; you're celebrating for your buddy as well.
Question, Andy, maybe you can answer this. You guys go to a brand new lake, probably never been on that body of water in these tournaments. You guys get to the lake, get to the ramp. How do you and Ott interact to determine what you're going to do to start the day?
Yeah, well, we actually had fished these bodies of water before in a regular season BPT.
Oh, okay.
We had up there. Now, we didn't know that till we show up to the ramp. So we did have a little history on them, kind of knew how they looked and how they laid out. But Ott had a really good event the last cup there on the first lake. He actually won it. And then I had a good event there, and so we started where he wanted at, didn't catch but maybe one fish, and we went to where I'd caught all mine and caught maybe one fish, and we said, well, history's over. Where are we going? That's a true story. And neither one of us had ever competed on the Green Lake, which was the championship lake. Most of it, I guess history may have helped us. I don't know that history helped us any, really. It wasted 3 hours the first day.
Wasted 3 hours. Yeah. Well, you got to spend time in the boat. You're trapped with him, and everything. Yep. And I know you guys, Ott's great on his on social media, and Andy, you are too. People, if you don't want to reach out and follow either one of these guys that Ron Wong always tells me, and I do, that's so important, and you guys are two of the best. I love the way you guys are down to earth. And I know you give a lot of credit to God in what you do. And if you follow Ott or Andy, go to Facebook and follow these guys, because you won't find two better ones keep up with, and that's just me speaking.
Instagram, Facebook, any of that social
any of
media.
those things, yeah.
Now, do you guys have YouTube channels?
Yeah, we actually started a new series this year.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
It's called After the Cast. It's me, Ott, and Edwin.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah, okay.
During the regular season, it's kind of a behind-the-scenes look of professional bass fishing. And, so he was our Taylor, our camera guy, was actually with us at this event. So he filmed the whole or two, so it will be coming out soon. But, yeah.
Okay.
After the Cast.
After the Cast, right? After the cast
on YouTube would be it.
All right, guys. Well, we appreciate you being with us, both of you guys.
Congratulations
thank you, Ron,
again
for setting it up, and we'll stay in touch, guys. Two of our favorites. Okay, guys. Have a great weekend.
Thank you very much. Yeah,
all right, buddies. Talk to y'all. All right.
Bye.
Ott and Andy, we appreciate them being on with us. And I know, Cooksey, you've been kind of leaning back listening to that. We didn't get into football, but if you and Ron want to spend you and Ron want to talk, you go ahead right now. I mean, I'm just kind of laying in the bushes right now.
It's just another weekend.
It's just another weekend.
That's right.
But appreciate you, Bill, for congratulations again, buddy. So happy for you, and
look forward to working with you, my friend.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
Yeah, we'll be able to track you down a little bit, maybe.
That's
guess.
right.
Maybe,
unless he's in Roan Mountain or someplace where we can't get a reception.
Right.
Yeah, he won't spend a lot of time in East Tennessee. I hope we'll keep him over here.
More than I'm used to.
Yeah, that's for sure. Different time zone. And Ron, have a great weekend, buddy.
You too, Larry and Bill. You guys take care and have a good weekend.
What did I give you, Ron? What did I bring you?
Just stay dry.
What did I bring you, Ron? Got some over there?
Bacon up.
Bacon up.
I got to tell you something. For somebody that likes to cook, this stuff is the bomb.
We're going to give away some of that. Don't forget, we'll be back next weekend. It'll be first Saturday. I know Gene Smith will be in here, but I always say it doesn't cost an extra cent to be a good sport. And what else, guys?
God bless the USA.